Lady Roqaiaa, the daughter of Imam Husayn, peace be upon him, was a little girl who was not yet 5 years old. She was among the dearest people to her father's heart. Whenever the time for prayer arrived, she would hurry with her tiny hands to spread his prayer rug. Imam Husayn would smile at her, embrace her lovingly, and she would fall asleep peacefully in his arms. He would give her water with his own blessed hands and carry her outside the tents. When the day of Ashura arrived, Imam Husayn bade farewell to his family and loved ones. He held his daughter Roqaiaa in a long embrace, kissed her goodbye, and then went to the battlefield of Karbala, where he fought with unmatched courage until he was martyred, oppressed and thirsty. After the battle had ended, the enemy allowed the women and children to approach the water. Lady Zainab gave some water to Roqaiaa, but she refused to drink it. She gazed at the cup, remembering that her father had died thirsty. Upon the burning sands of Karbala, she took the water and ran, saying, "I will give water to my father Husayn." When she reached the place where he had fallen, she found his blessed body covered with wounds and arrows, without his head. She stood there in shock, then gently poured drops of water upon the blessed neck of her father, while weeping with a grief that could melt even the hardest hearts. Lady Zainab hurried to her, embraced her, and led her back to the tents. Soon afterward, the household of the Prophet was taken captive, from Karbala to Kufa, and then from Kufa to Damascus. When they arrived in Damascus, the Prophet's family was confined in a ruined, roofless prison that offered neither shelter from the heat nor protection from the cold. One night, Lady Roqaiaa fell asleep and saw her father, Imam Husayn, in a dream. She awoke crying and calling out, "Where is my father, Husayn? I want my father!" Her cries caused all the women and children to weep until the sound reached Yazid. He asked why they were crying, and he was told that Husayn's little daughter was longing for her father. He ordered, "Bring her her father's head." The blessed head of Imam Husayn was brought to her on a covered tray. When it was placed before her, she thought it was food and said, "I do not want food. I only want my father, Husayn." When they lifted the cover, she saw the blessed head of her father. She rushed toward it, embraced it, and wept bitterly, saying, "My dear father, who severed your blessed head? My dear father, who made me an orphan while I am still so young? My dear father, to whom shall I turn after you?" She continued weeping until her soul departed this world, joining her father as a martyr through the intensity of her sorrow and grief. It is narrated that Imam Ali bin al-Husayn al-Sajjad undertook her burial in that ruined prison in Damascus, where her blessed shrine remains a place of visitation for lovers of Ahl al-Bayt to this day. May Allah have mercy upon Lady Roqaiaa. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين.